Welcome, my mortal friend. In this lesson, we introduce CSS to our HTML. CSS will give our bookstore character and beauty. But what is CSS? CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. It is the language we use to control how our website looks. If HTML builds the structure, CSS brings it to life. It controls colors, fonts, spacing, and layout. But why do we need CSS? On the left, our bookstore without CSS. On the right, the same bookstore with CSS. Same HTML, same content, but a completely different experience. CSS controls how everything looks and how users feel when they visit our website. Without CSS, our website looks unfinished. With CSS, it becomes something people want to explore. Right now, I know what you are thinking. Professor, where do I start? What is the first step? Let me show you. There are 3 places where we can write CSS, but not all of them are equal. The first way is directly inside an element. This is called inline CSS. We use the style attribute to apply styles directly to the element. It works, but it is not a good practice. Imagine styling every element one by one. It becomes messy very quickly. The second way is using a style tag inside the head section. Here we can write all our CSS in one place. This is better, but still not ideal for larger projects. The third way is using an external CSS file. This is the method we will use. We write our CSS in a separate file and connect it to our HTML. Let me show you the process. First, create a new folder and name it CSS. Inside that folder, create a new file and name it styles.css. This file will stay with us throughout the entire course. Make sure the file extension is .css. Now return to your index file. Inside the head section, create a link tag. Set the href to your CSS file and the relation to style sheet. This connects our HTML to our CSS. This keeps our code clean, organized, and easy to manage. So remember, style tag for small pages. Inline CSS for quick tests. External CSS for real projects. And make sure to include the link tag to all your pages. Now let us write our first CSS rule. This is CSS. We select an element and we apply a style to it. This is the selector and this is the declaration. We tell the browser, find all the h1 elements and make them red. And just like that, our page begins to change. One small rule can change everything. But what if we want more control over which elements we style? Let us create another rule, target all paragraphs and set their color to green. Excellent. Every paragraph has a green color. But what if I want the second paragraph red, like the heading? For that, we use the class attribute. I will go to the second paragraph, create a class and name it highlight. A class can be applied to any element. Classes are the main way we style elements, and we target it in CSS using a dot before the class name. Excellent. All paragraphs are green except the one with a highlight class applied. But what if we want to target elements inside other elements? Inside our paragraphs, we also have smaller elements like spans. What if we want to style only those spans? We can target a span inside a paragraph. This is called a nested selector. We are saying, find all spans that are inside paragraphs and style these specific properties. Excellent. All spans inside our paragraphs have a black background and a white text. We can also target links inside the navigation. Let us change the color and remove the underline. Excellent. So remember, we don't just style elements, we can control where they are. Oh, the bell. Class is over, my mortal friend. In the next lesson, we will continue our journey into CSS. We will explore the most common properties and how to use them to shape our elements. Go now, practice and rest, and return for the next lesson. And remember, like and subscribe, or I visit.